Roll for initiative. Oh, the big 6. How's it going, everybody? Ninth Circle here. Bill. 50 years of Relentless Darkness. I just recently turned 50 years old, so I was going to recount to you some stories of shows that I have gone and seen on my birthday in years past. You can see here what I got. These are a set of tabletop gaming dice from Out of Season. I got them in an order. I bought them with some records, which we'll show in a later update, but it comes in this cool little purple pouch here with the Out of Season logo on it. You know, it's in kind of a nice gold, kind of sparkly fabric there. Okay, what we're listening to right now, Mordant Red, the Hatred of Humanity demo. This is an awesome, you know, everybody, I'm sure, if you're watching this, you probably know who Mordant Red is. You know his YouTube channel. Awesome dude, very entertaining videos. The band of the same name, you can see the back of it here, is black metal in the vein of a lot of the second wave Norwegian stuff. Raw, but not like modern day black metal raw. Like, there's definitely good production quality. It's also got kind of a punk feel as well at times. There's cool booklet that the demo comes in. You've got photos, you've got lyrics. There's the back of it there. There's the little pouch the CD goes in. There's the back of it, as I said. There's a bunch of bonus live tracks on here from the Z-Bar CD they put out. That's very in the vein of Live Undead by Slayer, if you catch my drift. So, really good stuff. You can buy this digitally on Bandcamp, or you can order this directly from the man himself off of YouTube. So, he sent this to me free of charge, so cheers to you, sir. I love it. It's great stuff. Good. Been listening to it a bunch here over the last week and a half since I've gotten it. So, yes, that's what we're listening to in the background. Mordant Red, Hatred of Humanity demo. Time for a tea break, because, you know, I'm fueled by fucking tea, so cheers, motherfuckers. Alright, so, talking about some shows that I've seen on my birthday in years past. This year, I mean, there wasn't anything happening, nothing special, but we'll start with, you'll see I've got a prop here, a little 2018. So that would be my 45th birthday. I went and saw this band, Impiety. We'll cover that up. I bought this shirt there, Skull Fucking Armageddon by Impiety. They are a Black Death war metal band from Singapore. Really, really cool band. Like, they've been around forever. That album, that Skull Fucking Armageddon album, got put out in 1999. That's like their second album. Band started in the early 90s. Again, they are a really good mix of blistering black death metal, you know, obviously influenced by stuff like Blasphemy, but I mean also like blazingly fast and aggressive. Blasphemy, Angel Corpse would be another good comparison, you know. Even stuff like the Asian Abhorrence, you know, kind of in that vein as well. Yeah, because you have to look at the vintage that they are from. So they were the headlining band on that show. It was also Grave Hill and Crimson Relic, actually, were the openers. So Grave Hill's solid, you know, good band, but Crimson Relic was fucking awesome. So, you know, it's and Divine Eve, yeah. So it's both Crimson Relic and Divine Eve, actually. Crimson Relic and Divine Eve are both really good. You know, Crimson Relic shares members with Divine Eve. Crimson Relic is a bit more like thrashy death metal. They have the one album which I have over here, but I didn't pull it. And then Divine Eve, of course, being really good doom death. Both bands from Texas. So it was a really fun show. I actually went alone. It was at a bar in Salt Lake called Club X, which formerly known as Club Vegas, down by this long-running goth kind of fetish bar called Area 51. Not a lot of people in attendance, honestly. It was on like a Wednesday night, so there were maybe 40 people there total. But all the bands were really good. Like I said, Impiety just fucking amazing, you know. And it was really exciting that a band from Singapore, one, touring the United States, and two, actually coming to Salt Lake. Kind of incredible. So got that shirt that night. I already had all the albums and stuff, so it really wasn't any music stuff I got from them. But the shirt I've had that whole time. I've worn the shit out of it. So that was a really fun show. Now the following year, also, which I mean, I thought, man, what are the odds I'm going to be able to top a show like that for my birthday? So the following year, in 2019, though, I got to see one of my favorite bands on my birthday, and that was Integrity. They were touring behind Howling for the Nightmare Shall Continue. They played at the Urban Lounge on April. Yeah, again, it was in 2019. I think the opening band was this band called Toke that were kind of like, they were kind of a stoner doom kind of band, which I'm not really my thing. Honestly, I'm not too much into the whole stoner metal. You know, I like doom death, I like sludge, but I'm like, the stoner thing, I guess because I'm not a weed guy, you know, I'm not a substance guy, so that didn't really do a lot for me. But that show, I mean, that night was pretty entertaining in general, because I was hanging out with my buddy Ryan and Tommy and this guy Eric, who I had met, who was friends, who worked with my buddy Ryan. All good dudes. Eric was pretty blitzed that night. He was really drunk, and I remember we went and ate, and then we walked down to the venue. And while we were walking there was this guy, and he was coming back from like Whole Foods. He had grocery bags, and he like kind of bumps into our buddy Tommy, and Tommy's like, "Oh, sorry," and the guy is like, "Watch where you're fucking going," and he literally said that, and Eric, being drunk, is like, "What the fuck did you say? What did you say?" And the guy's like, "I said, watch where you're fucking going." And again, Eric being drunk and Tommy, they were like, "What the fuck is your problem, man?" And the guy's like, "You're my fucking problem, asshole." And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, dude, fuck this guy. Let's just go. I'm like, I mean, yeah, on one hand, it's like I could see like we're on the verge of a fight breaking out, you know, which I get it. Fuck, my hair was driving me nuts. Sorry. With this idiot, but I'm like, what is this guy thinking? There are 4 of us. There's 1 of him. Like, if we wanted to beat this guy's ass, we were going to beat his ass. I mean, I'm sorry, 4 against 1. Unless, I mean, I don't care if you're an MMA fighter. I don't think 4 against 1 you're going to be able to beat. But this guy just kept running his mouth, and I was like, dude, fuck this guy. Let's just go. I'm like, I don't want to get into a fight. I don't want to go to jail because we fucking wolfpack this guy. It's not worth it. You know, I don't know, there was a bit of shit talking back and forth, and I'm like, dude, I just want to go see... I'm like, it's my fucking birthday. I just want to go see Integrity and have a good time. So, nothing happened, but it was like, it was fucking tense there, and it was like, yeah, the guy deserved a beating? Of course he did, but... You know, I'm an old man. I mean, it's like, fuck, dude. I'm 46. I'm not gonna fight with some guy over some dumb personal slight, you know. I'm like, fuck it, let's just let this asshole walk away and let's go. So yeah, and then went and saw Integrity, and they put on an amazing show. I love all eras of Integrity, and I'm sure that's something at some point I'll do a video just about Integrity and their whole catalog. I really like the new era where it's Dwid and Dominic. Because I think Dominic's an amazing guitarist. He brings in, like, a classic heavy metal feel to the new songs and stuff. I mean, as well as being able to do a great job playing all their classic material from the 90s. So, it was basically just, like, a greatest hits of the Integrity catalog. They played stuff off all the records, you know. Of course, they're playing stuff off Humanity's The Devil and System Overload and, like, the new record and all that shit. Playing We Are 138, you know, by the Misfits, all that stuff. So, all of that shit was super cool stuff. So, a great birthday show. more fucking tea, because God, what is life without tea? It's not worth fucking living, I'll tell you that much. I'll give you a bonus fucking show story here. This is not a birthday story at all, but it's kind of just because this is more like a memory. Like I said, this video, I mean, and I think this might be, I probably might make this a little series where it's just going to be me telling different stories about my life that relate to music, relate to shows I've been to, music fests I've been to, bands I've been in, and shows we've played, that kind of stuff. So, anyway, this would be the most unhinged and violent show I've ever been to. So this was a hardcore show. 1997, Reno, Nevada. I was visiting a friend that lived there. I would eventually go on to move to Reno like a year later. But anyway, visiting a friend in Reno, Nevada. The show, it was at a warehouse called FSU, and it was Catharsis, Unra, and Gehenna. You know, really good lineup of like metallic hardcore. And remember, this is 1997. Catharsis had just put out Samsara. I mean, that Passion record wasn't out yet. Unra had stuff out on King of the Monsters. You know, Gehenna had a little bit of stuff out. But I mean, you know. So anyway, Reno in the 90s, much like Salt Lake in the 90s, had a pretty big straight edge scene and had a pretty big hardline straight edge scene as well. There was a straight edge band from Reno that was called Unconquered. And these dudes were hardline straight edge. They were like the hardline vegan straight edge, like inspired by Earth Crisis and all that kind of stuff. They would wear like fucking metal hockey masks and shit to shows, and like, you know, bring baseball bats, all that kind of like thug straight edge shit that happened in the 90s. So they were at this show. Now, Mike Cheese is originally from Reno, and Mike Cheese was originally a straight edge dude. And if you know anything about Mike Cheese was not a straight edge dude by 1997. Mike Cheese had quite a reputation for like substance use and violence and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, Gehenna was the first band to play, right? And you know, Mike Cheese is in fine form. You know, Gehenna's really good band. I mean, and the dudes in Unconquered are trying to start shit, and they're trying to start shit with Mike Cheese. Some near fights break out during their set, you know. And, you know, but, like, the band plays and it's cool. You know, there's, like, some violent moshing. These dudes have their fucking metal hockey masks on and are throwing punches and all that. But nothing really happens, you know. Then Catharsis comes on. Catharsis played second. Unra was going to be the headliner. So, Catharsis comes on, and they're really good. And I know, like, Brian, you know, was kind of throwing out some aggressive rhetoric. I think it's because he was fucking nervous, and these dudes in Unconquered were like pretty menacing, trying to start shit in the pit with anybody, you know, especially Mike Cheese or anybody that was friends with Mike Cheese, because he sold out the edge. Anyway, I remember at one point Brian was like, "When I die, I want it to be like in blood and fire and shit like that," you know. And it is intense, and there's like that element of showmanship. But anyway, like, maybe like after about 4 or 5 songs, like the dudes in Unconquered, shit's getting violent in the pit. It's getting violent. Punches are getting thrown. So ultimately, and they're trying to start shit with Mike Cheese. Ultimately, a knife gets pulled, and two people get stabbed. And now I don't know who stabbed whom, but a couple people got stabbed. And so immediately, show stops. Cops get called. Everybody gets booted out of the venue, of course. Unra doesn't play. Show gets canceled. And that was pretty much the end of shows at that rented space, you know, at the FSU thing, because obviously people get fucking stabbed. The landlords at this place are like, no, this shit isn't going to happen anymore. So I remember at the time I was like, it was pretty shocking for me, because I mean, I had been to violent shows. I mean, I grew up in the Chicago area and stuff, and shows would sometimes get violent, but it was never like weapons violent. It might be like dudes punching each other or some shit like that, but I mean, like, not like knives getting drawn. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, I'm like, what is with these fucking straight edge fucks, you know, like stabbing motherfuckers? So it didn't leave a good impression of Reno, but like I said, ironically, like a little over a year later, I ended up moving there because I graduated college and I didn't want to fucking live. I tried living with my parents for a couple months, and that was not a good idea. After you've been living on your own for years and then trying to move in with your parents again, like, fuck, what a nightmare. Anyway, so then I was like, well, where the fuck am I gonna go? You know, I was looking for a job and everything, and so my friend in Reno was like, well, you move out here, it'd be fucking cheap, you know, and so I did. But anyway, I lived in Reno for like a year, and I didn't love Reno, and I ended up moving back to Missouri where I'd gone to college. But anyway, those are some stories of shows of birthdays past and shows of years past. I mean, holy shit, thinking about that fucking Catharsis show, that was 26 years ago. I was fucking 24 years old when that show happened, and now here I am, 50, a decrepit old man, like, talking to a camera, regaling the kids with stories of my youth. So pretty entertaining. But anyway, thanks for watching this. Like I said, comment, like, subscribe if you are so inclined. Check out that Mordant Red demo. It is really fucking good. Make sure you buy it on Bandcamp or shoot him an email and order this. I'm sure I'll be showing some other birthday loot here soon. Or, you know, like I said, I'm planning on I want to do like a discography ranking or discography deep dive on, there's a couple bands. Like I said, Integrity probably would be one. Dismember would be another one, because of course Dismember are pretty much my favorite death metal band ever. Pretty closely followed by Bolt Thrower. So, but I'm gonna leave you there for now. So have a good weekend, and we'll catch you in the ninth circle.